I'm Ed Kelley, editor of the Oklahoman. 2008 is an election year, and a big one at that, from campaigns for the county courthouse in small-town Oklahoma to the White House in Washington, D.C. There's a lot at stake everywhere, and virtually every adult in our great state can participate. But you can't participate if you don't vote, and you can't vote if you don't register to vote. Voting in our country is a cherished right, and men and women have shed blood, sweat, and tears for well more than 200 years to protect that right. Think about it. The great moments in our history, more often than not, are tied to sacrifice by few so that many can live in this grand experiment called a democracy. When I think of the men who signed the Declaration of Independence, I believe they did so to give their fellow colonists a chance to choose their own destiny. When I think of the men who raised the flag on Iwo Jima, I believe they did so to ensure their fellow countrymen and women would live in a world free of fascism. And when I think of Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream, I believe he did so that all peoples of all colors and walks of life could live in a country where the choices they made were that of men and women who were truly free and equal. Voting ensures that these ideals held up by men and women, from the founders to the great civil rights leaders, will live on in our land. Like you, I hear the familiar lament that my vote doesn't matter. It'd be laughable if it weren't so serious. In my long career, I've seen numerous occasions where elections in Oklahoma have been decided by a handful of votes, or have even ended up in a tie. And who can forget the presidential election of 2000, where it all came down to just a few hundred votes in Florida out of tens of millions cast across the nation. So I urge you to vote this year in our primary election in midsummer and the general election in November. It's easy to register, but you need to do it now. Don't wait another day. This is a fascinating election year in our state and country with lots at stake. Voting is an easy yet important way to make a difference, and sometimes a big difference.